So we've just explored Heraclitus's grand ideas about the unity of opposites and constant change. But how does that play out in the world around us? Let's start with perspective. He kicks off with a classic, the sea. For us humans, it's either incredibly pure or utterly foul, depending on the day, right? But for a fish, it's their life-giving drink, their home sweet home. Flip the script, then there are the animals. Asses apparently would rather have a pile of sweepings than gold. Pigs? They're famously into the muck, preferring it to clean water. Even chickens and ducks, according to Columella citing Heraclitus, prefer dust baths. And finally, Plato's take via Heraclitus, the smartest monkey is still just a monkey to a god. The point? Perspective is everything. What's good for one isn't necessarily good for another. It's a stark reminder that our human-centered view isn't the only valid one. Okay, let's shift gears from earthly perspectives to the cosmic engine driving it all. Fire. This isn't your cozy fireplace fire. This is primordial, all-encompassing. Heraclitus says everything is steered by the thunderbolt, basically fire in action. How can you possibly escape something that never sets? It's like trying to outrun gravity, futile. When this cosmic fire comes, it judges and takes over. Think of it as the ultimate cosmic audit. The universe itself, not made by gods or humans but always was, is, and will be. It's fire, ever living, constantly balancing itself, kindled in measures, extinguished in measures. It's a dynamic equilibrium on a cosmic scale. And this fire isn't static, it cycles through forms. Sea becomes half earth, half lightning storm, then back to sea. It's like a cosmic weather system, but way more fundamental. Everything exchanges with fire, like trading goods for gold. And what is fire fundamentally? Shortage and satiety. It embodies both lack and fullness, the tension that drives everything. It's the logos, the underlying principle, expressed as this fiery cyclical process. Now let's talk about the sun, the star we know best. Heraclitus has some surprisingly down-to-earth views here. Forget the giant ball of gas, he says the sun is only as wide as a human foot, imagine that. Not exceeding that size either. And if it does, the Erinyes, those furies of Greek myth, will catch it. Talk about cosmic accountability, it's like the universe has built in checks and balances. The sun isn't just a light source, it's an overseer, keeping track of limits and periods. It collaborates with the leading god by setting boundaries, judging, revealing, illuminating the changes and seasons. It's the cosmic clockkeeper. Aristotle famously notes the sun is new every day, which fits perfectly with Heraclitus's cyclical view. And the Scholia adds a neat detail. The sun dies in the western sea, travels under the earth, and reignites in the east, repeating forever. It's not just shining, it's undergoing a daily death and rebirth, part of that larger cosmic rhythm we saw with fire. Pretty humbling, isn't it? Our biggest, brightest star is just doing its job, foot wide and all. Moving beyond the sun, what about the moon and stars? Again, Heraclitus offers insights that blend observation with his philosophical framework. Aristarchus, a later astronomer, points back to Heraclitus to explain eclipses, suggesting Heraclitus discuss the moon's phases, how it changes after appearing, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. We get a specific cycle mentioned: third day appearance, 16th day full moon, then waning over 13 days. It shows an awareness of lunar rhythms. Strabo mentions the Bear constellation marking the east-west boundary, and its opposite, Arcturus, the watcher of bright Zeus. The term watcher is a bit fuzzy, maybe meaning wind or boundary. It hints at celestial guardianship. Psi's Plutarch makes a fascinating point. Without the sun, even with other stars, it would still be night. The sun is the primary illuminator, the boss star. And Theon confirms Heraclitus believed stars too are kindled and extinguished, echoing the cosmic fire's cycle. So, the heavens aren't just passive points of light. They're active participants in this grand cyclical drama of becoming and passing away, governed by measure and logos. Let's get down to earth literally, with thunder, lightning, and those cool glass rocks called fulgurites. Heraclitus gives us a pretty mechanical explanation for these atmospheric phenomena. Thunder? Just the sound of winds crashing into clouds. Lightning? Caused by the ignition of evaporated air or moisture. And those intense lightning storms, the prestares. They're basically massive clouds burning and then going out. Simple physics, really. Seneca adds a poetic touch, quoting Heraclitus, "Sheet lightning is like the first uncertain spark of a fire starting on land, flickering, dying, then flaring up again." It captures that chaotic, unpredictable energy. So even the dramatic displays of weather are explained through natural processes involving air, moisture, and fire, elements central to Heraclitus's cosmology. It's all interconnected, all part of the same principles governing the cosmos. Alright, let's turn the lens inward onto human beings, starting with the soul. Heraclitus paints a picture of the soul that's incredibly vast and dynamic. Diogenes Laertius tells us that even if once walked every path, they couldn't grasp the soul's limits. Its account, its logos, is just too deep. Stobaeus echoes this, saying the soul's logos increases itself. It's not static, it grows, it evolves. Now, how does it relate to matter? Clement of Alexandria presents a cycle. Soul becomes water, water becomes earth, but then water arises from earth, and soul from water. It's a transformation, not destruction. Interestingly, Porphyry, quoting Numenius, who likely got it from Heraclitus, flips this: becoming moist is pleasure for the soul, not death. Cleanthes suggests souls evaporate from moist things, a kind of ascent. Musonius Rufus declares a dry soul is the wisest and best. And Stobaeus gives a practical example: a drunk person stumbling and unaware has a wet soul. So the soul is this expansive, evolving entity, connected to the physical world through cycles of transformation, with dryness representing wisdom and clarity, and wetness, confusion, or lower states. It's deeply tied to the logos and the natural processes of the cosmos. Now, let's look at human laws and social structures through Heraclitus's eyes. He emphasizes unity beneath diversity. Stobaeus quotes him, saying that rational people must rely on what's common to all, like a city relies on its law, but even stronger. Why? Because all human laws are nourished by one divine law. This divine law dominates as much as it wants, suffices for everyone, and even has leftovers. It's a powerful, overarching principle. Diogenes Laertius reinforces this by saying people must fight for their law as fiercely as they defend their city walls. It's fundamental security. But Heraclitus also warns against haphazard agreement on important matters, likely political ones. Consensus needs to be based on reason, not just convenience. There's a tension here. While there's one ultimate law, Clement of Alexandria notes obeying the plan of just one man is also a law, hinting at potential tyranny. Plotinus observes the weariness of working hard for the same rulers, perhaps a critique of oligarchy. And finally, Aristotle delivers a blunt observation: every beast is driven to pasture by blows. Nature, too, operates through force and necessity. So human laws aim for order based on a higher principle, but they exist within a world of struggle, potential conflict, and sometimes harsh necessity. Let's zoom in on individual human behavior and ethics. Character for Heraclitus is personal deity. Your character defines your inner world, your destiny. Hubris, arrogant violence, is something to be extinguished more readily than a physical fire. It's a spiritual or moral blaze that needs putting out. Plutarch records Heraclitus advising to hide one's ignorance, better to appear knowledgeable than expose your lack of understanding. Moderation is hailed as the greatest virtue. Wisdom? It's twofold: speaking truth and acting according to nature, understanding it. Clement of Alexandria adds that the goal of life is contentment. Plutarch again highlights the difficulty of fighting passion thumos, which demands a high price, potentially life itself. And Stobaeus delivers a potent line: for humans, that whatever they wish happens is not better. Desire fulfillment isn't the pinnacle of existence. So, ethical living involves cultivating good character, controlling harmful passions like hubris, being moderate, seeking truth aligned with nature, finding contentment, and recognizing the limitations of mere wish fulfillment. It's about striving for balance and understanding within the flux of life. Finally, let's peek into Heraclitus's thoughts on death and the afterlife. Clement of Alexandria suggests that once born, we desire life and our allotted death's moroi, perhaps fates or portions, but ultimately seek rest, leaving children behind to face their own moroi. Strabo's blunt comment underscores the finality. Corpses are worse than manure. No gentle fade-outs here. What comes after death? According to Clement, it's utterly unexpected, beyond our wildest imaginings. Plutarch adds a sensory detail: souls in Hades perceive smells. Theodoret connects this to honor. Gods and humans respect those slain by Ares, war god, implying a heroic afterlife for warriors. And greater deaths moroi receive greater portions morai in the afterlife. Finally, Passus Hippolytus describes those present there, presumably in the underworld, rising up to become wakeful guardians of both the living and the dead. So death is inevitable, perhaps even desirable for rest. The afterlife is mysterious and unexpected, involves senses, Ansar's warriors, and those who have passed continue to play a role, watching over us. It's a stark functional view of mortality within his cosmic order.